Hey guys, John here, the Practical Tactical Minimalist, and today we are doing a Project One Gun update on my Smith & Wesson J-frame. This is a 642. It has hit 1,000 rounds. We will just make sure it's clear. Very easy to do with revolvers, and we'll talk about it. So this has hit 1,000 rounds, several months of off and on carry. This was my primary carry for, I think, about 2 months straight. It was after the Langdon Tactical RDO experiment, and it was before the Glock 42. I started carrying that primarily, so this has gotten a lot of use. As you can see, there's a significant amount of wear, and I think that's just clear coat. I was not able to get an answer from Smith & Wesson directly. I was talking to one of their customer service people, and about, finishes and what's covered under warranty and stuff. And to get this refinished, this is considered normal wear and tear. And to get this refinished would be hundreds of dollars. And that isn't as big of a deal as it was going to take. I think my quote estimate at the time was like 9 months or something like that. So granted, supply lines and everything are really messed up. And everything is taking longer than it should. But I thought that was really unreasonable for something as simple as, surface finish, so I just let it go. I do think that's an absurd amount of wear, though. I only have ever cleaned this gun with breakthrough clean, break-free clean, or whatever. So, no issue with like really intensive gun scrubbers. I have not had any issues other than a few light strikes in 1,000 rounds on junk reloads and stuff. It's very difficult to find 38 special nowadays, so I've been shooting not fantastic ammo through this. And the nice part about a revolver is you get a click, not a bang. You just keep clicking, and most of them go off on the second go. So these are the stocks, the grips that I have settled on. They are the DeSantis clip draw. I really like having a tertiary clip on there if I ever needed to, just holsterless, snag this on a belt or something. Very convenient. Also doesn't add much, the grip it adds is kind of out of the way. And that little ledge actually makes it more comfortable for my trigger finger. This is such a little gun that with the other boot grips that came on it, I had, like, my finger was like that. And at some points, I can't pull the trigger right now because my finger fat is in the way. So this actually does help keep my finger out of the way, and it's just worked out great. I will say the fit and finish on this particular model isn't fantastic. There's some sharp areas. I could probably just sand those down, but it hasn't bothered me enough. A lot of the time I'll just do a wrap of goon tape around there, and it seems to work out pretty all right. You have to be careful not to wrap it too thick, though, or else your speed loaders won't work. These grips are like $25 or $30, and I've really enjoyed them. And I've tried 1, 2, 3, I think 6 at this point, and these are my favorites. The 642, this is a performance center. It has a super nice trigger. Just roll right through. It's not really stagey, so you just roll right through. This shooting this gun extensively has made my trigger control significantly better, and I really appreciate that. If you feel like you've hit a plateau with your, semi-automatic defensive polymer guns, you might want to give one of these a try just to see how it goes for you. It's kind of like learning a whole new thing. It recontextualizes a lot of the principles of shooting that you've learned, and it's made me better across the board. One thing to keep in mind with these little air weights is they are extraordinarily unpleasant to shoot. The recoil isn't too bad. I'm not trying to, make a big deal out of the recoil or anything, but it's uncomfortable, right? And if something's uncomfortable, you don't want to shoot it as much. My range trips with this kind of max out around 50 rounds. My hand will, be feeling it. And also I've noticed, I don't know what's happening in recoil because I don't have a slow motion camera to really capture it. I think it's the gun rocking like that. But this knurled cylinder release I'll always have a cut in my finger. My thumb will usually be bleeding if I put around 50 rounds through this. Just something to keep in mind. This is a fantastic gun for novices because it's very easy to confirm clear. You don't have a round in the chamber, for instance, that you can forget about. And if you follow negligent gun deaths that could be completely avoidable that are done by accident or by negligence, almost always they didn't think the gun was loaded. That's very easy to do in a semi-automatic firearm for the uninitiated, whereas with this that would be extraordinarily difficult to do. I mean, you can see it. My face is not behind the camera. That's a safe direction. You can see it. Even if this gun was loaded at this point, it's incapable of firing. I've heard it mentioned quite a bit, and I think it's really wise that revolvers handle neglect better, and semi-automatics, for instance, they handle abuse better. So this gun only has 1,000 rounds through it, and it's really showing wear. But theoretically, I could load this, put it in my safe, and come back in 25 years and it would work. They handle neglect very well. So for someone who's not a gun person and just needs a gun for self-defense, I do understand the old-timer recommendation of a snub nose. They're very easy to store, they're very easy to carry. Simple manual of arms, click, click, click. Like, there's really nothing to go wrong other than catastrophic internal malfunctions, which are, rare. It is much less likely that you will need a firearm to use in self-defense than you will, to actually fire one, than you would to present it and or to just have it. And what's more common is you end up having a negligent discharge. Or an unauthorized user has a negligent discharge. So in that case, revolvers do make a lot of sense. However, they are extraordinarily difficult to shoot effectively, and they're very unpleasant to shoot, especially these super lightweight ones. This gun is about 14.5 ounces unloaded. Loaded, it's just over 1 pound. I believe 16.1. It all depends on the grain weights of the bullets you choose and everything. Another thing that I've noticed is these are fixed gutter sights. I painted the front of that with nail polish. It works totally all right, however not ideal. I will say one thing with revolvers, especially with fixed sights, and the loadings are different, the grains are different. This gun only hits point of aim with one ammunition found, and that is SIG plus P defensive jacketed hollow points. So the range ammo I'm shooting right now are these crappy reloads. I took out a few of them so you can see they're reloaded. They all have different, case stamps, but they're working all right. They just hit nowhere close to point of aim. I carry my reloads in a reload wrap. I've used this thing exclusively for years now. I have 4 of them at this point, and I very much enjoy them. The way I carry is on this quick strip, and it's 8 rounds. Yeah, for 8 rounds, and I have them spaced out. You can see that speed strips are consumable. You will use these up just from being in my pocket with heat and cold, and they're bending, but it still works fine. It's just you'll want to replace them eventually. These are the rounds, SIG 38 Special plus P. I don't have the box still. I think they're 128 grain, but they hit perfectly point of aim. So that's one issue I found with revolvers. It can be an issue in semi-automatics as well. However, I've never noticed it to be as glaring of an issue. So like with this specific box of reloads I'm shooting, it's literally hitting about 6 inches low at 10 yards. Maybe 15 yards. Self-defense distances. With these, point of aim. So that is one thing to keep in mind with your snubby for self-defense. If you care about that level of precision, which I do, you might want to look for one with adjustable sights, or wait for a time when ammunition is not as scarce as it is, and you don't have to Kentucky windage. You can find the load that works best for your sights and then stick with that load. Right now, it's kind of a crapshoot. You get what you get. So I really wish this had adjustable sights, and or if it was drilled for a micro dot. I think putting a Holosun 407K or 507K on here would just be gangbusters, because it really wouldn't add much because it's bulbous It wouldn't add any to the difficulty of concealing it, and it would dramatically increase the effectiveness of this little gun, because this gun is more accurate, even with this little 2-inch barrel, 1.8 or something like that. It's still more mechanically accurate than I am. So if I could fine tune that 0, that would be a game changer, and I really wish I could do that. This is the holster I've been carrying it in. Just value-wise, it is a DeSantis Slim Tuck. I will put this holster in an affiliate link down below. Please click the link to support the channel. It's to Amazon. However, I also carry it. I don't have the holster with me right now for the video, but I also, if I'm like going super deep conceal and like actually dedicating a month to carrying this, I'll use the City Special by Filster. It is the best holster by far that I've tried. It's just like 5 times more expensive than this, and since I haven't been carrying this for a while, this one fits in my little case, so I leave the gun in this. I posted a video when I got this about how crappy the Smith & Wesson case is. I still agree with that. I ended up, I think, just throwing away the case, but I bought this little case on Amazon. I will put this link down below as well, and it fits the snubby and the holster perfectly, and it's, you know, really nice. You can just throw it in your bag when you go into the range, and offers the gun quite a bit of protection. So, Smith & Wesson J-frame, I am a huge fan. This has really ignited a bug in me for really appreciating wheel guns. Really have enjoyed my time with this. I don't shoot it as much anymore because 38 Special is so hard to find, and I have cleaned out my stockpile finally. I haven't really purchased ammo for like 2 years, and just waiting for the prices to come back down. And my stockpile of 38 is getting really light, so haven't shot this much recently, but every time I do, I really enjoy it, except for it is a pain on your hand. If I was going to do this again, I would probably buy a bigger, heavier revolver, just so it's more fun to shoot at the range. In addition to the J-frame, obviously, to carry, but this gun is amazing to carry. It's not very big, and the real benefit is the weight. It's very light. You can store it, stash it just about anywhere. And because it has such a unique, organic-looking shape, it is very easy to conceal, where a similarly sized semi-automatic would not be. 5 shots of 38 Special in a package that is very difficult to shoot well under duress and very difficult to reload. It's up to you. I'm not making gun recommendations. I don't do that on this channel. I'm just saying I've really enjoyed this. It's worked for me. I've had no problems with it. And other than the finish being really shoddy, I think that's just a clear coat, and this is an aluminum gun. So it's not going to be an issue or anything. It just looks bad. I've really enjoyed this gun, and I have a feeling there's going to be a lot more revolvers and revolver shooting in my future, just because I very much enjoy it on the fun side of things. So this has been John, the Practical Tactical Minimalist. Be safe out there.